Hi everyone, I'm Allegra Clark. I'm the voices of Dorothea and Shamir in Fire Emblem Three Houses, Bloodhound in Apex Legends, Josephine in Dragon Age Inquisition, and many other wonderful projects. And I'm here with Anime Impulse. So I was really intimidated when I found out that I had booked both Shamir and Dorothea. I get stressed. It's cool, it's really flattering, but it's also really intimidating. The other character's in the back of your mind, even when you're recording the one, because you know, I gotta make sure she sounds different. I have to make sure there's just like the slightest bit of difference between the two characters. Shamir and Dorothea are kind of two sides of the Allegra coin. So in a weird way, it was also really easy to do because it's like, well, there's the big old goofball, like, you know, flirty, like playful girl, Allegra, who's the Dorothea side, and then there's the sass master, like none of your shit, dry Allegra, which is just Shamir in a nutshell. So yeah, in many ways it was easy and hard at the same time. It's a thing. Oh my god. Y'all saw the fan art, yeah. Look.
Self-love.
I appreciate that art because it's like they're both me and they're both not me at the same time. So I can look at like Dorothea Shamir fan art and be like, yeah, go girls, like you do that. What a strange pairing. I bet they could find happiness somehow. Like I'd have to think about it really hard, but I think they could. Why not? Why not?
When there's a will, there's a ship.
And there's a will, there's a ship. Okay, so Flame is a walking Disney princess. Like, have you seen her? She's adorable. She's got that gentle little professor-ness to her. I mean, Diva's like one of the sweetest, most lovely people I know, so I'm just like, you can do it, and anyone can do it, she can do it. And like, Mercedes is, she's got kind of like the Cinderella vibes for me. Well, Marianne like practically speaks to animals, so as far as I'm concerned, she's just already a Disney princess. Dorothea is a princess. I don't care if she doesn't fit any particular archetypes or whatever. I'm not interested in that. All I know is that she's a queen and she deserves it. I would love for Felix to be a Disney princess because he'd hate it. He would hate every minute of it. Just drop him straight in the middle of like Snow White or something and like put him in the like whistle while you work section, except it's Felix. Like, just whistle while you work. And he's like, I don't want to do this. Like, that's it. Like, I don't want to do this. And just, it'll be great. I want him to be a Disney princess just because I hate it. Disneyland is one of my favorite places to go. If you want to go to Disneyland, start by getting the Disneyland app. This is not an advertisement. I am not specifically speaking on Disney's behalf. I mean, like, legitimately, it is one of the most useful tools you can have because you can look at ride times, you can order food ahead of time. It's actually like a really good tool if you're going. And you can see if the rides are down. My favorite, absolutely you need to do this ride though, is definitely Indiana Jones. So when I was a kid, and I was a very, very small child, like I hit 5 foot when I was 14. That is, you can't tell anymore, but I was tiny. So when they opened the Indiana Jones ride, we knew that it was gonna be like a specific height limit and that I was too short for the ride. But I loved Indiana Jones as a kid, so I really wanted to go. So my dad, the brilliant madman that he is, brought this pair of sneakers to a cobbler and had about 3 to 4 inches in soles added to the sneakers so that they were platform sneakers. I had these like giant ass platform sneakers so I could sneak onto the Indiana Jones ride like a criminal. And I get on the ride, and I'm not kidding, I had my eyes closed the entire time. The snakes were scary.
For the love of Josuke! Are you still playing that game? If you don't turn it off right this second, I'm gonna scream.
5 more minutes, please! Just 5 more minutes! Come on, Mom, just this once! Quitting guarantees I'll live the pathetic life of a scrub who doesn't follow through on his
Have it your way. The longer you play your little game, the harder these kicks are gonna get!
I don't!
How long do you think you can hold out?
I didn't rebel and start really getting into video games until like right after I started college though. Because I had an N64 and so I played like Banjo-Kazooie and Mario Party and Mario Kart and whatnot. But then it was like right after college started that I was like, hey, so there's this game, it's my gateway game. It's called Guitar Hero 2 and I want to play more of it. So I'd play that and then I got Kingdom Hearts, and when I got Kingdom Hearts, that's when everything was over. But yeah, my parents could stop me. I mean, to a certain extent, I'd say that like maybe I would have picked Golden Deer because they felt, I mean, all of the houses are kind of misfit houses in a weird way, but I feel like the Golden Deer are the most misfit-y, and I think I probably would have felt like I would have fit in the most there. But truth be told, I think I probably would have gone with the house that had a character I had the hots for. It may have been, God, this is ironic, it may have been Ferdy. Like 17-year-old Allegra, because I had a crush on a lacrosse player at the time, probably would have gone full Ferdinand von Aegir. And that embarrasses me to say as an adult woman. It doesn't actually embarrass me to say as an adult woman, but as someone who likes dragging Billy to hell, it embarrasses me to say. You guys are like getting ready to like throw some graphics up on me right now. It's like over here, there's like a Billy face, and over here there's a Ferdinand face, and they're both judging me. Everyone's judging my choices, and all around me, all my cast members are popping up and saying, Allegra, that's your taste? That's what 17-year-old you would have wanted? You garbage. And I'm like, I am garbage. I'm a garbage person. Just throw the whole Allegra in the garbage. Yeah. I am Ferdinand von Aegir. It's just that the entire time. It's just like, I am Ferdinand von Aegir. Like, you click on him, does he say it after the time skip? But I'd like to think that it's just like, all your friends are dead, like, you know, everything's on fire. I am Ferdinand von Aegir. Like, you smug little shit. I love him.
I am Ferdinand von Aegir.
Okay, so I was just working on this project. It's not out yet, but I was kept entirely in the dark. The director kept me in the dark the entire time I was recorded. So when this thing happened, I generally lost my mind. So, oh my God, I did not see that coming. I mean, like, but then it happened, and I was like, what the heck? Wow! If I'm working on like an anime, for instance, I tend to know what's happening because I try to educate myself and know what's coming up. The game that threw me for the loop the most was 100% the Somnium Files, because it's a murder mystery and the plot twists in that game are crazy. So I know Greg, when he was playing Date, he got to like really experience all the plot twists for himself, and occasionally my character boss would like comment on some of them, and it felt all very like, you know, wait, whoa, that's happening now? Like, okay, whoa. But then there's one particular moment that I had to play. It is affectionately known as that scene. When I got there and they were like, so this is what's happening, I was like, excuse me, what? And they're like, no, it's because of this. And I'm like, double excuse me, what? And it just it took me completely by surprise. You could not have like, I had no way of knowing that was what was going to happen. And it's great because neither is everyone else playing it. I tend to lean towards water starters when I play Pokemon. I am more naturally a water trainer than anything else. Even when I really like Pokemon of other types, like for instance, when I look at the 3 starters of Sword and Shield, they're actually all really cute. We all know me and my Asha, my best child, perfect Oshawott, precious baby, perfection. Oshawott is so good. Just so, have you seen Oshawott? He loves his little shell that hangs out on his tum-tum. And in the anime, sometimes he's so protective of it, but then he gets angry, and so he goes like, and he throws it on the ground because he's angry, but then he remembers that his shell is so important to him, and so he waddles over with his tiny little, adorable little legs, picks it up, shines it up a little bit, puts it back on his stomach, adjusts, very happy, and then remembers that he's angry and he has to punch someone. Like, that's perfect! That's me in a nutshell. Like, I'm really angry, and then I'm like, oh, you know, I really like this thing, but I'm still angry. I just like Pokemon a lot. I'm Pokemon trash. It's my babies. No! Okay. How do I pick? So we know Oshawott's there, and we know Ducklet is there. Those are the 2 that are like super given. They're non-negotiable. They stay in my life. I'm going to include Meloetta because Meloetta is just me. Singing, dancing Pokemon. I feel that. Shit! else do I include? Oh my god, Primarina? Yeah, Primarina's a mermaid. I love Primarina. I don't know who else to pick. Annie, why'd you do this to me? I can't pick between my babies. I hate this. Chandelure is wonderful. Yeah, I like Chandelure a lot. Galarian Ponyta. I'm just gonna have an Oshawott and 5 Ducklet. Just don't make me pick. I can't do this anymore. I can't. I love them so much. I feel like I'm gonna watch this later and be like, how could you forget this one Pokemon, Allegra? And I'll be like, I know future Allegra. I know I done goofed, but I was put on the spot and my children are wonderful. Voice acting to me is, it's an expression. I really like doing voiceover because it allows me to act outside the confines of what my body would physically allow. So, I mean, independent of just like, young, old, big, small, human, inhuman, any number of things. On one day I was a very sweet bird mom, and later I was screaming bloody murder. It's flexibility, it's movement, it's getting to do a lot with very little, because all we're using is our voice. I mean, unless you're doing motion capture, but when you're just at a microphone, all you're doing is you're telling a story with just a voice. I got into voiceover specifically in the first place because I was a very bullied kid, and for a good part of my life, it felt like my solace and my escape were playing, like, watching anime and cartoons and playing video games and whatnot. And when I decided I wanted to do voiceover, I very much wanted to do it because I wanted to give back to the industry that did so much for me. And I wanted to be able to help inspire younger people who were struggling in the way that I had been struggling, and help them find joy and love and give them a push or a direction or whatever it is, like help them get through the day in whatever capacity that is. So it was a weird like paying it forward thing for me while also being my dream and a lot of fun. So I spend a lot of time being very grateful. This is what I get to do. Plus it means no one has to look at me. I mean, you're looking at me now, but when I'm in the booth making stupid faces, no one's looking at me. I love that. I love it. I get to just be weird. I'm a weird person and I get to celebrate that and be weird, and I love it, and I love voiceover, and I'm gonna stop preaching now. I just really like my job. Hi. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching my interview. If you wanna follow me and hang out on social media, my Twitter's coming this way, it's @SimplyAllegra, and my Instagram's coming this way, and it's also @SimplyAllegra. Send me shit posts, send me memes, send me your fan art, send me your cosplay. I love looking at this stuff. Sometimes I'm a little slow to answer, but I love to see what you guys are doing, especially if it makes me laugh really hard, or if it makes me really cry really hard. I'm looking at you, that one Ferdinand and Dorothea comic. God, that messes me up to this day. Thanks, guys.